Okay, so welcome back to SwitchCorner. Today we've got a preview of Adam's Venture Origins. It's releasing on Friday for the Nintendo Switch. That's the same day as BioShock, Borderlands, XCOM 2 and Xenoblade Chronicles. Gotta say, that's a bold move, but it's definitely bringing something different to the table compared to most of the games out there. Today though, I'm going to be giving you a rundown on the opening couple of hours, my general impressions, the gameplay, the graphics, and just the overall performance. With that though, hit subscribe if you love the Switch as much as we all do here, join our growing family, and let's get this one started. So before we do go into this one, you can expect my full review to drop on the morning of release. That's this Friday. As I say, today we're just covering the opening couple of hours at most, and it's more of an overview if anything. So kicking things off here, then the story, it's very much channeling its inner Indiana Jones and Uncharted, taking on the role here of Adam Venture, perhaps the most ridiculous name in video game history. You'll be travelling to a number of unique locations to track down the secret of Eden. Now so far at this point I've started in the home or the mansion. It's very similar in a sense to Tomb Raider. I've travelled to a small town in France and I've explored a church and cave. That is all within the first 2 hours of gameplay, so I'm pretty impressed with how kind of globe-trotting it is. Through this journey though, I will say expect betrayal. There's an evil organisation that are very much out to exploit the power of Eden, and then a cast of characters you're going to meet along the way with some seriously unique personalities. The main two protagonists so far though, we've got Adam himself and colleague Evelyn, but there are, I will say, a few other minor players along the way that will break up the dialogue. Evelyn here, she's pretty much established from the opening of the game. She's basically the assistant to your father, and that's who you're working with before you're sent on this journey by him. Characters so far, and I can't say the game's given me too much in the way of depth so far. Honestly, it seems to be focusing more on setting up the time period of the roaring 1920s, defining like the working relationship between Adam and Evelyn, and then using a whole lot of one-liners just to give this game like a sense of humour. Jokes-wise, I will say the game, it's been kind of hit and miss so far. Some of them really do land, others for me not so much. It feels like they're trying a little bit too hard. They're kind of bordering on like dad joke territory, so that might be your thing. If so, you may enjoy it, but we know you're not Nathan Drake. You don't really need to worry about it too much. So gameplay then so far, and I will say locations first of all, I really do like. As I said, the pace, it's really quick as it pushes you from one location to the next. The mansion, the ruins, France, a church, a cave, that's a lot in 2 hours. I know by the end of this as well, I'll be in like Jerusalem, Israel. It's constantly mixing things up, so I will say I've been excited to keep on pushing forward to see where I go next. What surprised me the most with this one though, it's the core gameplay itself. There's no combat at all. This is purely exploration mixed with a decent amount of puzzles. Some puzzles simple, some I will say initially not so much, but once you figure them out, you kind of realise how reasonable they actually are. Each level though, I will say, goes like this: places you in a location, gives you a direction to head in, and there's basically a main puzzle to solve with occasionally a few smaller ones in the way. Honestly, I thought I would miss the combat, but I can't say I really have. With the constantly changing environments and giving you that kind of ability to explore and solve these puzzles, it definitely has enough going for it in that sense. The exploration I do really like as well. You know, you can climb different like objects within the environment. You've got a grappling hook to swing around like a true badass. So far, the exploration's definitely kept me entertained. If I have any complaints about gameplay at this early point, it feels very linear in its approach. Seems to be like a set route to everything, and even though you may be in like this small sandbox at times, it does very little to exploit that fact, and it makes it pretty obvious where you need to get to next. I'm hoping as I get deeper into this one, it's going to just open up a little bit more and give me some freedom and challenge, not only from the puzzles but from the exploration too, because so far with the exploration, it's even like you've got to jump in a certain point so he connects and lifts himself up, and I'm hoping that's just kind of like the game taking baby steps to get going. Graphically then, I like the locations and the general design idea, but you can definitely tell it's an older game. This has actually been out for some time now on other platforms. The PS4 and Xbox One version came out way back in 2016. Even with all that time though too, the graphics here are definitely muddy for the Switch build. You see a real decent drop in the fidelity of the image. Frame rate wise, it's been a little choppy at points, but nothing too major. It seems though they've gone for a favorable frame rate here, and honestly, a locked 30 would have been a much better call. I'd always suggest that over something that can fluctuate so much. But look, like I said, this was a quick video. I have 3 big concerns right now at this point to wrap the video up. While it's been entertaining enough so far, it needs to open up more as I get into it to avoid feeling like I'm on a single set path from one puzzle to the next. The price point then, I can pick this up quite a bit cheaper on the PS4 and the Xbox One, so I've got to find something that absolutely grabs me and makes me really just want to play it on the go. Then finally, the length. I've found some runs on YouTube that seem to last anywhere from an hour and a half for a speed run to the 4 to 5 hour mark. If that's the case, I'm hoping we get some serious unlocks and reasons to return after I'm done with that first run through. Look, overall, Adam's Venture Origins, it seems like a solid idea. I like the concept, the characters, the locations, the gameplay, the story's got a huge amount of potential. Here though, now as I get further into the experience, I'm hoping it just opens up a little bit more and really evolves what it started with in these first couple of hours. With that though, like, thanks for watching this very short preview of Adam's Venture Origins. Leave the video a like if we helped you out. Let me know if you have any questions about this one below. Hit subscribe if you love the Switch as much as we all do. And yeah, expect the review of this one to drop on Friday. We can't wait to share it with you. Thanks everyone.